Video to show my final project, which is a kids allowance tracker. The reason why I did this was because I actually had a way to track my son's allowance on my phone, but it was discontinued, and so I thought it would be nice to try and replicate some of that with what I had learned. So first, let me go ahead and show that this will build. You notice that it succeeded and the database opened up great. Here on this main screen, you'll see that I've tried to add some UI so you can see if it's a positive amount, that it's blue. If it's negative, it's in red. Here you see a list of transactions that are made, whether it's a credit or a debit. You can also see that you could come in here and swipe to delete, or you could come in here and you could edit the amount and save, or come in and cancel. When you come over to the add screen, you get to choose whether you want to do a credit or a debit. You'll notice that the buttons actually are animated, which is something I decided to try to learn how to do. And then you get a verification of what's been selected. From there, you can enter in what you want to have, and let's say it's an $8 weekly allowance, and you can see that there. You'll also notice that there's a total balance that I'm keeping, so you can see the total amount. If you wanted to add in maybe some sort of a debit, you would go and do the same thing, but that'll show up in red, and the balance should go ahead and be updated. So if you were to simulate leaving the app, you notice over here in the corner that went ahead and the database successfully worked, and by clicking back on it, you can see that that information is still there. If I were to stop the simulation and open it back up, all the information is still there. Okay, so a few other things to show that I mentioned. One of the things I wanted to do was create both a light mode and a dark mode. So for each of the various screens, I created a light mode and a dark mode. And I made sure that you could go ahead and view that in all of the different views for the edits and all of that. Taking a look here, some of the other things that I learned how to do would be these extensions. So I learned here how to create kind of a color scheme, and then to label the colors, and also to go into assets and to work on my colors, in this case by doing a light and a dark mode here. I also learned how to do some extensions with the date formatter. So when you're looking at the date here, that you can see that it's formatted in a way that we can read. Also had to mess with the string and try to get the date to parse into a string, which is here in this extension as well. So I think that gives you an idea of what I did. This is how I worked on getting my sum to come through, and pulling it from the struct and putting all of that information in the class that holds the structs. Everything should hopefully be well documented and very similar, with the exception of those add-ons, to some of the other assignments that we've had. Not a lot has changed there, just basically added on to and created some new things. Okay, hopefully this suffices. Thank you.